Yesterday I got a call. I'll just tell you. Okay, this is how it went. I've been working in a movie theater for the last couple days. I've been waiting for this job for a really long time. I still haven't got to do any of my movie privileges, any of that stuff like that. But anyways, yesterday I'm at work. Um, and all day, fucking all day, I kept thinking, man, I wonder if I should get this job. Well, my daughter, she's almost 13, so I'm like, well, I wonder if I should let her stay here alone. And I'm not that far from work. I'm like maybe a block and a half. I'm probably like a one city block from my house to here. And I mean, my work to here. Anyways, all day, man, I kept thinking, man, I wonder if I should go to work. I wonder if I should go to work. I'm like, I had this really weird feeling like I shouldn't. Like I shouldn't, and I shouldn't, and I shouldn't, and I should. I don't know why. But anyways, I just kept thinking that, and I 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 kept thinking that. Next thing what happens is I'm like, okay, my girl, and I'll tell you something about, since I've lived here. Well, I go to work, about an hour into it, I get a call. I got a call from, I don't know, it was some 3441 number, so I didn't answer it, so I didn't think nothing. But at the same time, I told my trainer, he was like, it ain't fucking hard to work in at a movie theater, to pick up popcorn, be nice, and smile. Anyways, I told him straight up, I said, hey, bro, I was like, I'm a single parent. If my daughter calls me, I'm gonna take it. I don't care what you say. Basically, that's what I basically told him. Fucking next thing, I get a phone call. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, well, hold on, let me check. And then I call again. And it was weird because I texted her once. I asked her if she was okay. She was cool. And then I texted her again. She said she was cool. Alright, anyways. All of a sudden, I get a call from my girl's phone. And I got my girl's name. On my cell phone. Anyways, what happens is I pick it up. My girl's like, hey, Dad, the cops are here. I was like, what? And all I could think of was like, oh my God, what's wrong? I was like, well, what's wrong? Are you okay? Something bad happened? And she's like, no, they just showed up. And then I was like, whoa, are you blah this blah? Are you okay? Are you sure you're not? You sure you're okay? I was like, are you sure they're caught? I don't know. I'm on the phone. I can't see the fucking screen. We don't got stuff. We don't got FaceTime or whatever. Anyway, I'm like, well, let me just talk to him. So the cop is like, oh hey, this is Officer so and so. I didn't fuck remember his name. I remember, honestly, I don't remember what the fuck they said at all. I just remember thinking, I was like, well, hey, I'm at work right now. Yeah, she is by herself. And he's like, oh, okay, that's all we need to know. And I was like, okay, well, I'll be back from work in like an hour, cause I ain't gonna fucking anyways. And I'm like, okay, well, okay, cool. And he's like, okay, well, we just needed to know that she was here by herself, and thanks for letting us know. Blah blah. I hang up. She hangs up, and then I'm like, what the fuck? And I just could not get this feeling off my fucking ass. It could not. So I just go over there, and I'm just like, and what keeps running through my mind is, okay. I keep thinking, what the hell, man? I keep thinking, all right. They don't see my car here. I drive a little red car. It's a red car, 2-door. Alright, so they know I'm not here. Alright, obviously they know I'm not here. Okay. But in the past, all the time, man, we are loud in this freaking building. We are loud in this room. We are very loud. My girl gets on our Xbox and literally screams at the TV all the time. I'm saying all the time. And I'm loud too. I can't help it. I tease my girl a lot, so I'm usually that's one of the reasons right now I'm not sitting up, standing up, talking right now. And all of a sudden, when I'm at work, somebody calls the police on us when I'm at work. And what bugs me the most about that is, they knew my girl was here. Nothing changed. Nothing was different from when she's here all by herself usually. And it bugs me the most because I've left her by herself for a couple minutes and she's loud as shit, screaming and yelling. I can even hear her out before I leave. Come back, head out, come back. And I don't like thinking like this, and I freaking hate playing the race card, but maybe it's a bigger idea, because the fact is they know I'm not here. They know I'm not here. They knew I wasn't here. And they decided to call the police while I'm not here. And the fact is there's been times where we've been really freaking loud, very loud, and nothing ever happened. And there's been times where literally I hear people getting mad at each other, threatening each other in front of my freaking door. And I never called police on anybody like that. My neighbors, they fight. You can hear them through the wall when they fight. These guys on this side, I've heard them yelling and screaming at each other too. And the fact is I've never called the police. There's never been any other fucking police called here, because everybody else is about 80, 70 and below, besides me. I'm the only native that actually lives in this complex right here. The only native that lives in this complex. And there was a lot of times where I should have called the police. I really should have called the police. I mean, not just for the safety of my family, but for whoever was yelling and screaming at each other in the hallway. But I didn't. And the thing is, it bothers me the most, because we're the only Native American family in here, okay? We're the only Native family in this complex by itself. I'm the only one probably below third. I'm like the youngest tenant in this complex. I am a native in this complex. And besides my daughter, there's no other people in here like us. And it bothers me the most because they knew I was at work. I mean, I don't 100% know that they knew. But my girl, when we left, before I left for work, she kept on telling me, and she said it loud in the hallway. She's like, "Are you working today, Dad? You go to work at so-and-so, don't you?" And I'm like, "You gotta be quiet. You shut up. Don't say stuff like that." Because, children, when your parents tell you to be quiet, you gotta be quiet. Because you don't know if there's creepers around, right? And that's what's bothering me most now. Is like, now I'm thinking like, well, what if there's some fucking creepers? What if, my standard for the police in Montana is very low, okay? As a Native American in Montana, we are put to a higher standard than anybody else in the whole state of Montana. And I don't know why it is. To me, I honestly believe they do that so we go back to the reservation. That's what I believe. I've had police in Missoula arrest me while I was sitting there. Literally told me, "Oh, well, you're okay that you're sitting here, but you're intimidating people that work here." And it wasn't even the same parking lot where they were working at. It was in this whole different lot. And what I should have told her, I said, "If you arrest me, you're enforcing racism." But guess what? She arrested me. And I got a whole bunch of other stories like that. Anyways, getting back to my point. I don't get why they did that. It really bothers me. It really bothers me because it's like, it's like I hate playing the race card. I really do. I really fucking hate it. I hate playing the race card, but for this particular situation, I don't see any other reason. I don't see any other reason but because we're native. For the fact is that I was at work. I was at work for one. I was at work. And this is like an hour. Almost a whole hour. If I think about it, it was like almost a whole hour before I went to work, after I went to work. And they've heard us. We've been really loud we've been quite loud. Just think of any gamer who sits there and plays their game, has their headphones on, yells and screams. That's pretty loud, okay? I've never fucking gotten, I scream around because you see how loud I talk when I talk from over there? Yeah, I gotta talk kind of loud. That's about how loud I ever get. And I'm not a screamer. I'm not a yeller. I'm not a screamer. I don't do that. But I talk with a loud voice. For the fact is, it's because I have to sometimes. But what's getting me most is, did they just do that to like see if I was doing something with my kid? Or did they just do that because they don't like my kid? I mean, the situation the only thing that was different from any other day is that I wasn't here. I was at work. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it's really bugging me that I don't get it. Because I'm a single parent. You know, I gotta work. You know? But the circumstances is that nothing changed except that I wasn't here. And I was getting off at freaking like 9. That's only 4 hours. That's like watching Titanic twice. You know? Anyways, I don't know, man. That's my perspective. These guys, yeah, that's my perspective. All in all, I really hope it's not like that, but I don't see any other reason at all. I don't see any other reason because the circumstances has not changed whatsoever. That I was just at work. That was it.